What's up, guys? I am Caleb Giddings,
And I'm Jack.
and we're back like nothing ever happened. And you'll never know why that reference is funny to Jack and I. Keith is out this week. He had a scheduling conflict. So, Jack, we're back. You're back. You had a scheduling conflict. You were sick, weren't you? You had this like
I
crazy head cold that's been
yeah,
going around.
whenever the seasons change, my sinuses just swell up to the size of Pluto, and I hate life. I can't talk well without running out of breath because I can't breathe. And it was just not conductive to me to do a podcast, no matter how much I love it.
Hey, you know who doesn't hate life? Our sponsors. That was such a good bump. I'm so pleased with
That was a
myself.
good one. That was
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. All right. So,
That bump was so good. It was like in 1985 in a Miami bathroom.
ooh, nice reference. Not that we would ever condone any
No,
sort of.
I'm watching the Cocaine Cowboys again on Netflix, and it's
You know
it's
what's
good.
before we get on to today's topic, what is really good on Netflix is the Redeem Team documentary. And like I haven't followed basketball at the professional level in years, but it's a really good doc. If you guys like America and sports, you should give it a shot. Give it a shot. Anyway, Halloween's like 2 weeks away. And every year, uh, there will be that one guy who shows up to the party. He's the gun guy, and he is in the gun guy costume. And
Yeah.
so we're going to give you guys, and because Halloween's 2 weeks away, we want to drop this episode to give you guys enough time to plan cool Halloween costumes that incorporate your gun hobby
Yeah, we're not
without
saying you can't
being,
do
yeah,
this.
yeah, no, you can like incorporate your hobby and do stuff like that without being that guy. Because I've been that guy before. Like yeah,
All of us have sinned.
oh yeah,
All
we
of us have sinned.
I think I might hold the candle for the crown for this one because I went like right after like right in 2010 after a certain TV show aired. I once went to a Halloween party as myself. Yeah. I wore the shirt from the show and yeah, I went as myself from History Channel's Top Shot. It was like now what's funny is doing that in 2010 was cringe. If I did it now, it would be funny.
Right, things have to mature.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at like what do you typically do? What the typical gun guy does is he grabs his gun stuff, he puts it on, and at the most he's going to do past that is a Punisher T-shirt that he already owned.
Yeah, that's a pretty common one. Here's an example of a funny one that you could do if your wife or girlfriend is into guns. You could do Mr. and Mrs. Smith from the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which by the way is on Netflix and is still holds up 10 out of 10.
Also, it's a gun movie you can watch with your wife. She will enjoy it.
Yeah, because it's a rom-com with shootings and the occasional dick punch. So yeah, so that's so like bad costume. If you're gonna do a Halloween gun guy costume, don't be lazy.
Let's start at the first thing.
Okay.
Don't bring a live gun in your costume. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Let's start here. I'm guilty of having done this.
Yes.
I worked an entire shift at a bar in the classic gun guy costume, and there are pictures of me, and I have an AK slung on my chest. That is live. That is loaded. That was irresponsible. That was not a good decision.
Okay, that's worse than me going as me from Top Shot. That
yeah.
So
like
much worse.
And like I look back at it and I'm like, that was not a good decision. I was not making a good decision right there. Like, so let's start there. Don't bring a live gun to an event as a prop. It's not okay.
It's really actually super dumb. And you can actually apply that to other things beyond just Halloween. Like if you decide to get into cosplay, no real guns, guys. Take it easy with that.
Okay, so I do know of one couple who do Dragon Con every year, and multiple years have done it with deactivated. They pull the bolts, but they are registered machine guns that they're walking walking around with. I don't think it's a great idea. I'm not going to point these people out. I'm not even going to say what they dress up as, but I do know them. It was a little weird to me because I looked down, I was like, that's a third pin.
Like, hold on, I recognize that's not so alternatives. So as we get into this, alternatives to a real gun. Airsoft is always a great choice. It's like actually the best thing that airsoft exists for is so that you can have realistic looking prop guns. If you're, depending on the function of the gun in your cosplay or your Halloween costume, I should say, uh getting a blue gun and spray painting it black is just as is fine too. Just make sure that once you spray paint that blue gun black that you then never put it with other blue guns ever again, because you don't want to mix them up like that.
Look, here's what I'll say. Go to your Walmart, go to the toy aisle, on the toy gun aisle that Walmart still has, because by God, this is America. There are a bunch of wildly garish, camo-ish painted plastic guns that are clearly toys.
Yeah.
Use these. Use these. One, because you're not lugging around a 9-pound rifle throughout the whole night, which sucks. You just got like a 2-ounce MP5 that you can like and that's fine. So first off, no live guns. There's our first thing.
That is and that's really probably the best rule. All right. So the second rule is, I don't want to say rules because you can do this in ways that make sense, but like to the original thing, don't be lazy with it. Don't just throw your Punisher t-shirt on under your USPSA belt. If you're going to dress up like, and it's kind of like obscenity, right? I can't exactly describe it, but I know it when I see it. Like there's a difference between a lazy costume and a clever low budget costume. So for example, and this was the best Halloween costume I ever did, was I had a Batman mask, like a pretty good quality Batman mask, and a Batman t-shirt, which I tucked into a pair of jeans and put on like, my war belt, but I took like the holster and stuff on. So I had like pouches and utility, and all of that on there. And this girl in the bar asks me what I am. And I'm like, I'm Bad Economy Batman.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I am wearing hockey pads, actually.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So these are hockey pads. So I forgot about that bit until just now. So
it's one of my favorite bits. What's the difference between you and me? I'm not wearing hockey pads. Okay, pause. It's perfect for so many levels of people getting in over their head and not recognizing that they're in over their head. Because the moment he says, I'm not wearing hockey pads, this dude is sitting there like, oh fuck, I am wearing hockey pads right now.
Yeah,
like
did not
have no ballistic property. That guy has a tank. You know what? He's right. I got to give this up.
Yeah, he has a tank. His armor's bulletproof. So other things that you should not do. Let's give people some categories of Halloween costumes that they should just avoid as the gun guy. Punisher, just unless you're
old. It's old. Like, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying
do better.
Do better. Yeah. Do Punisher with a little bit of effort, or try something.
Like if you want to do like the 80s comic Punisher with like the white, like the bright white skull and the white belt and the white boots and the white gloves, different story. That's interesting.
Right. When you just show up to the neighborhood Halloween party in black 511s with a black Punisher shirt from Walmart, you're not in costume. You're just Angela's weird husband that nobody likes.
It's so true. You are, in fact, Angela's weird husband. Here's another category of costumes I think you should avoid: dressing up as YouTubers. Let's just your Garantham costume is not original because it's doing the same thing we're talking about here, where you're just dressing up in things you already own. You're Angela's weird husband still.
Right. Don't wear anything that you would wear to class.
Yeah.
Like if I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely what I would wear to class, that's a problem. Now, I'm going to caveat that, like there's a big asterisk on this because I'm going to come back to where it's acceptable, where I think where you can do your class tomb, as I believe Tamara Kill once called it.
I forgot about that turn of phrase.
I love it because I also have a class tomb.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it's fine. One, also big shout out to Grand Thumb for making LARPing sound cool. Thank you.
Absolutely. By the way, please don't anybody interpret that as me throwing shade at Mike. I think he is, in my opinion, the most entertaining gun YouTuber out there right now, and also throws in like some tasty tidbits of good stuff, like actual knowledge.
Yeah, no. Like, go follow. You're already following him. I don't need to tell you.
Yeah, of course I am. Come on.
No, I'm talking to the audience.
Oh well, yeah, them too.
All right, so do a little bit more. Funny. Be a bad detective with your shoulder holster on. That's fine.
You have a shoulder holster. Everyone does.
We know you do.
Everyone either has a Galco Miami Classic, or they have that crappy nylon one that everybody bought at a gun show for like $25.
Oh my God, I carried in one of those things for so long.
You have made every bad gun decision.
Yeah. Oh no, I started from the bottom. Now we hear.
We hear. I mean, to be fair, I think in a previous episode we discussed me carrying a 4-inch revolver Mexican carry at the small of my back. So also I'm atoning for sins.
Here we go. Cowboy is fine.
Yeah, Cowboy's in bounds. Space Cowboy also in bounds.
Absolutely in bounds. And you know what? Cowboy's easy. Boots, jeans, button-up shirt, leather belt. You don't even need a full cowboy rig.
Here's one group of people Cowboy is not fine for, because it goes back to being lazy. Cowboy action shooters. You have to be at the minimum a space cowboy. All right.
Okay. You know what? Actually, I cannot tell the difference between cowboy action shooting and cosplay.
It's the same thing.
Now, I'm not digging on cowboy action shooting. No. I think it's skill set. The people who do it very well. I will never play that game, so I'm not here to crap on it. And I think you guys have more fun than literally anyone else in competitive shooting.
Fun fact, it's the largest action shooting sport in the country in terms of membership by like 2 orders of magnitude. If you add up all of the IDPA and USPSA members, it's still fewer members than the Single Action Shooting Society has. And if you go to a SAS match, and we're just going to go down this road a little bit, because I love it as well, you will see, like, at the big matches, like the regionals, whatever they call them, there's definitely 2 kinds of people there. There are people who are there to shoot and like seriously like go win trophies and prizes and things like that. And they always, and you can kind of tell because they're the guys who do the costume to the bare minimum, right? So they're wearing like jeans, boots, and a button-down shirt and like a hat you could buy at Walmart. Like they are bare minimum. Then you have the people who are there for the costumes, and these people are dressed up in like full on. I mean, I have seen some genuinely amazing costumes from these people, men and women. There's also way more girls at Cowboy Action matches.
Yeah, a lot more.
That's because it's so friendly and it's so welcoming, and like not just like, and people have this thing of Cowboy Action is like the super old people. Loads of young people get into it, and I think part of that is because it's very much a family friendly sport, right? Like dad loves westerns, starts shooting SAS, watches westerns with his kid wants to be like dad, they shoot SAS. And Randy Rogers and Jesse Harrison both got their action shooting starts in Cowboy Action Shooting. All right, I'm done talking about Cowboy Action Shooting for now. But so, anyway, Space Cowboy, guys. Be a Space Cowboy.
As a cowboy, which is also acceptable because Yellowstone is out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not watching Yellowstone and thinking about buying a revolver and a lever gun, we're not the same people. Have a good time.
What if you're not watching Yellowstone, but you already have the revolver and the lever gun?
Acceptable.
Okay. I'm good.
But you should watch
Yellowstone. That's a different show, Jack. What channel is Leatherstone on?
The Greased Up Bathhouse channel.
Welcome to the Ren Fair channel.
All right, so here's what I'll say. If you want to do your costume, as a costume, what should you do? You should go pick up your plate carrier and pull your plates out of it. They're very
Don't actually
heavy
wear your
and they're
plates.
very expensive if they're worth anything. Put those aside. Go through every pouch. Pull everything out of every pouch. No magazines, no med gear, nothing. Pull it all out. And then fill those pouches full of candy and booze.
I was going to say 50 mLs, but yeah.
Yeah, like just put a bunch of stuff on there that people would enjoy at a party. And then tie a American flag bandana, which you should also own, across your head, and you're the party commando.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like you just walk into a room and you're like, and you get yourself a little prop machine gun from Walmart, like we talked about, and every room you enter, you chuck a like a 50 milliliter booze thing in there, like booze out. If people are being mean and sad, you're like, all right, booze down, you bastards. And you're the happiest guy at the party. You're no longer Angela's husband. You're Brad, the cool guy. And you know what? Some other dudes are going to be like, that plate carrier looks really real. And you're like, it is. I got a bunch of this stuff. And they're like, let's go shooting and be friends. You're not weird at all. Yes, because you know when to have fun at an environment where it's designed to have fun.
And this might just be more of a Halloween do's and don'ts, because we're going to segue from that into something else, which is don't not go to the Halloween party because your wife doesn't want you to carry your gun.
Oh my God, this is so.
Because I had a whole bit about this not too long ago, but like, for the love of God, go to the party, have fun, maybe drink a little bit too much, take an Uber home. Don't take your gun with you. I promise you that you are not going to get into a titty bar gunfight at your Halloween party unless you're going to one of Jack's Halloween parties. Like, look, that's different. Like, you stay out of this.
So
you stay out of this. All right. This is for normal people who live in the suburbs, who go to parties like the ones in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Okay. They go like, everybody's there. They're talking about their stocks and, the kids and all of that. Go to that fucking party, even if you can't carry your gun. Talk to people, be normal. You'll have a good time.
And here's the thing. If you're like, if you're going to do a different costume, you're not going to do a gun guy costume. You're like, hey, I still want to carry a gun. Consider the Philster Enigma. Mm-hmm. 2, go and have a good time. Don't drink because you're armed. You should be responsible.
Yeah. You do coke though, but
yeah, that's fine. That keeps you aware. You're hyper aware. We're gonna get canceled. You represent a major company now. No one knows who I work for.
Don't do coke. That's so many logos on me right now. Jesus.
But yeah, go and have a good time, guys. Like, there's much to be said for like overdoing it on the mindset side of this stuff. Trust us, don't. Just have a little bit of fun.
Because we're all guilty of that too. Like, there have been times where I haven't done the fun thing because I'm like, ooh, I'd have to be in condition orange the whole time. And no one likes you when you're like that. Okay. Like,
I'm willing to bet no one likes you a lot right now. Yeah. It's time to make some friends, guys.
That's fair. That's fair. No one.
If you want to be the warlord of your neighborhood when this whole thing shuts down, you got to go to a party. You got to smile, and people got to know and like you.
How are you going to build out a fire team if no one's going to come to your house? Like,
and you're like, oh, but your buddies live on the other side of town. They got other shit going on right now. Like,
short of you being a real nothing. My buddies live in fucking Narnia.
Right. Like, you got to make some friends. And this is a great event to make some friends at. I know this is a weird thing, but I have dealt with so many adults in this world and in other worlds that have trouble making friends. And I, as your friendly extrovert, are going to tell you what to do. Pull the stick out of your ass, go to the Halloween party, and be fun. You don't have to be crazy. Yeah, you don't have to be the crazy commando, but you could go.
Although the party commando was a really funny idea. Like, I'm actually thinking about doing that now.
I've done the party commando, and I've seen other people do the party commando, and it's a lot of who actually did the party commando really well. Fucking I don't know if I should say his name.
I
He
can beep it out and post.
he's very famous in this industry and showed up to a SHOT Show event and began like throwing booze at people because they were being stuffy and not having fun. And I thought that was the greatest thing ever.
That sounds amazing.
Um,
You can tell me who that is after we stop recording this,
he's
because
very short.
that that doesn't narrow it down. There's a lot of short guys in this industry if
After
you
we
think
get done,
about it.
I'll tell you. And if you find me in public, don't DM me. Which, by the way, I do want to say a lot of people have DM'd me about the show, and talking to us about it. I love that.
Yeah.
Hearing that you guys enjoy this. I don't care if we do it for 5 people that enjoy it or 500,000 people that enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoy it. It makes me feel good about what we do.
We are definitely in between those numbers, by the way.
Somewhere
So
between 5 and 500. That's what I tell my mom anyway. Um,
but no, like, so the party commando, like, I'm actually thinking about that now because that's hilarious, right? And you could, if you wanted to fully commit to that. So, obviously I have a bunch of, uniforms. I could like combat shirt, vest, boonie cap, fully commit to the party commando, and it's still fun. Um, let's throw out some other good gun guy ideas. Obviously, cowboy, space cowboy, firefly, always in bounds. All right,
always,
it will
always.
never. You will always be allowed, and you can even go as Jane. Like, go buy a giant Nerf gun, write Vera on the side of it.
That's my girlfriend's costume, by the way.
Jane.
She does gender bent Jane, and it is.
I'll be in my bunk.
Hold on, I will send you a picture.
Oh, fantastic. All right, guys. So this is gonna be a short episode this week, and it's mostly like what we really want to get to is at the end of the day, don't be that guy, right? Don't let your gun become your whole personality to
It's
the
so
point
lame.
it's the lamest thing. Like, pick something more fun to be your whole personality, like functional alcoholism, or I don't know, that's it for me, guns and alcoholism. So, but for real, don't let that define all of the things that you're going to do. Dress up as something not gun related. I'm looking around, Darth Vader, I guess.
It takes 20 minutes at any Spirit Halloween to pick out an okay generic costume and just be that guy and have fun with people.
Yeah.
And don't be Angela's weird husband.
That's what I will say. The best costume. All right, so we're gonna close this out with what was your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever did, and I'll go first because it is a deep internet cut. So the party was internet themed. All right, so you had to dress up as like something from the internet. Those of you that have been on the internet for a while will remember Epic Mealtime, and you'll remember the character Muscles Glasses. So I bought a Muscles Glasses t-shirt that said bacon strips and bacon strips. I bought their merch. I wore mirrored aviators, and I carried around a bottle of Jack that I drank out of the entire night and didn't talk and I stayed in character the whole night. And let me tell you, I had a blast. I got hammered. I ate so much bacon and drank whiskey, and it was great. And that was an easy, funny costume that everybody at the party got, and to this day remains my favorite costume that I've ever worn to a Halloween party.
My favorite costume I've ever done is Trailer Park Elves.
Oh, very nice.
I went to a anything but human party. I wore a flannel shirt with the sleeves cut off, a straw cowboy hat from a gas station, and big elf ears. I had a pack of Marlboros, half crumpled up in the like shirt pocket.
Oh, a soft pack and everything.
Yeah,
oh.
I like cut holes in a bunch of jeans. It was really good.
That is a good one. Yeah. So what we'd like you guys to do when you write in, tell us what your favorite Halloween costumes that you wore were. Post comments. Tell us what you think a good gun guy costume is, or tell us the worst gun guy Halloween costume you've ever seen, because that's always fun too. And then when you guys are out and about at Halloween, because you're going to go out because we told you to, try to get like pictures of shitty Halloween costumes, because
if you spot Angela's husband and you send us a picture of him, we will blur his face out and roast him on the show.
Oh yeah, yes. Please send us Angela's lame gun guy husband costume. Like if somebody, oh, here's one. Close with this that is out of bounds. You will not wear your USPSA jersey, because that's the same thing. It's
You're
the
not
same
a
as
real
your
sport.
yeah. It's the same as wearing your class doom. Don't dress up in your USPSA outfit. That's not cool. Nobody does that. All right, guys, we're out. We'll be back next week.